Have it. Clerk.
Report from the Parliamentary Joint Committee on Intelligence and Security.
Call the member for Wannon.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. On behalf of the Parliamentary Joint Committee on Intelligence and Security, I present the committee's advisory report on the Counter-Terrorism Legislation Amendment Foreign Fighters Bill 2014, and I ask leave of the House to make a short statement in connection with the report.
Leave granted. Leave is granted.
Thank you. Thanks, Luch. Mr Deputy Speaker, I am pleased to present the committee's report into the Counter-Terrorism Legislation Amendment Foreign Fighters Bill 2014. The bill, as outlined by the Attorney-General in his second reading speech, is intended to enhance the capability of Australia's law enforcement, intelligence and border protection agencies to protect Australian communities from the threat posed by returning foreign fighters and those individuals within Australia supporting foreign conflicts. In conducting its inquiry, the committee acknowledged that the bill responds specifically to a request from security and law enforcement agencies for enhanced powers to deal with this threat. This was highlighted by the agencies in their evidence to the committee, and in this context the committee has fully supported the intent of the bill. The short time frame for the committee's inquiry was due to the direct relevance of the bill to keeping the community safe from an increased threat of terrorism. Notwithstanding this time frame, the committee received a significant number of submissions and conducted both public and private hearings. The committee has made 37 recommendations. A majority of the recommendations are intended to further strengthen the provisions of the bill, including its safeguards and transparency and oversight mechanisms. Other recommendations have called for more detailed explanation of specific amendments in order to assist debate of the bill. The recommendations include further clarifying the terms encourage, promotion and advocacy with regard to the proposed advocacy of terrorism offence, reducing the proposed extension of sunset clauses for a range of ASIO and AFP powers from 10 years to 2 years after the next federal election, with mandatory reviews by the committee and the Independent National Security Legislation Monitor, replacing the definition of subverting society with a cross-reference to the conduct contained in the definition of terrorist act in the Criminal Code, amending the definition of engaging in a hostile activity to constrain it to conduct that would be considered a serious offence in Australia, requiring any further changes to the types of biometric information able to be collected by Immigration and Border Protection, such as fingerprints and iris scanning, to be made by legislative amendment, and for any proposal to be referred to the committee for review, and changing the declared area provisions to reduce the sunset clause to 2 years after the next federal election with mandatory reviews, to remove an explicit provision for the Foreign Minister to declare an entire country, and to enable the committee to review all declarations. Additionally, the committee has recommended that its own oversight functions be expanded to include the Australian Federal Police's counter-terrorism activities. The committee has also reiterated its previous recommendation that the position of Independent National Security Legislation Monitor be filled as soon as practicable. I should highlight, however, that both the Inspector-General of Intelligence and Security and the Commonwealth Ombudsman appeared before the committee and gave evidence that they have sufficient authority to oversight the new powers in the bill. Following consideration of its recommendations, the committee has recommended that the bill be passed by the Parliament. I wish to thank all members of the committee for their cooperative approach to the inquiry, particularly in the short timeframes. The provisions of the bill were intensely debated and there were a range of views expressed within the committee. Notwithstanding this, I am pleased that we reached bipartisan agreement on the issues of contention, and I trust that the committee's report will help inform the Parliament in its consideration of the bill. On behalf of the committee, I thank all organisations and individuals who participated in this inquiry by providing written submissions and, in many cases, appearing at hearings at short notice. I would also like to express my thanks to the staff of the committee secretariat, who went beyond the call of duty to ensure this report was able to be tabled in the time frame that was requested. working. One night they worked till past 3 a.m. in the morning. They went beyond the call of duty, and on behalf of all committee members, and I recognise two of them here with me today, I do really thank the Secretariat for the work that they put in the very short time frame that was available.
I congratulate the chair myself.
We'll leave that to for another time, Chief Whip. Madam, Mr Deputy Speaker.
Sorry, so I missed the interjection from the Chief Whip.
I was just commending the chair for his outstanding leadership on a very difficult task.
Thank you for that intervention, Chief Whip.
Well said, Chief.
Mr Deputy Speaker, I commend the report to the House.
Hear, hear.
I thank the member for Wannon.